Welcome back. This is Rich from 56 Plus One.
And I'm Eric from 56 Plus One.
So, this is our second short video that we're going to make in regards to the public benefits charge that we've all been seeing on our utility bills. And in this video, we're going to talk about the argument that we have that we want to take to the Connecticut Supreme Court. So, we've discussed this with the lawyer, Cameron Atkinson out of Atkinson Law in Bridgeport. And he agrees with us at this point. We feel that this is a violation of the First Amendment of the Constitution. And the reason that we feel that we have a case is because of a case from a precedent law has been set in a case called Janus versus the AFS-CME. And in this case, the Supreme Court of the United States ruled that the First Amendment is violated when an agency in the public sector compels an American to pay a fee for something that concerns the general welfare of the public. For example, a combined public benefits fee.
To get electricity, which is a public utility that all of us are required to have to live life and have
Right.
life, live liberty and peace, right? Pursuit of happiness. And so they've crossed the line here. So as you alluded to, Rich, we're standing on precedent law, and I can't stress the importance of precedent law enough. And there's been some conversation that this is happening in other states, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and the people in Massachusetts are starting to stand up. I mean, a quick little Google search will tell you'll see all sorts of articles on Eversource up there. And they might be similar arguments. They're not exactly the same, but we've got to be specific in what we're going after, and we're going after it for the people. And albeit it's great that these other lawsuits are taking place, it's just putting more of a light onto Pura, Eversource, the state, and how these things are being operated, which only works in our favor. But to Rich's point, we're looking to get this dissolved on the basis of unconstitutionality, much like in Janus. Now, I've had banter back and forth with people on the Banned Public Benefits Facebook page where one person in particular, she was like, well, this isn't a union case. And my response is, it has nothing to do with the union, ma'am. This has to do with a fee, and a fee that somebody is burdened to pay, and they're not given the collective bargaining right at the same table if they disagree with something.
So in that case, Janus, he was arguing the union dues, and they were basically saying that if you're not paying the dues, you're not going to be employed here.
Correct.
So it was a pay-to-play type of fee. And here we go with the exact same scenario with the public benefits. We haven't been paying our public benefits charge. So I've gotten 2 shutoff notices for my power being disconnected already. So in essence, they're using this as leverage against me because I refuse to pay a fee in order to have electricity. I'm paying my electrical charge. I'm paying for my usage. I'm paying them for what I'm taking and using. I'm just not paying the public benefit, which is, I feel, is illegal and unconstitutional. So,
and I think this video ought to go to Eversource as well. I'm going to send it to Eversource and have them look at it because I want them to understand that, look, this is a serious claim, and it's a serious accusation. They're moved into position through Pura to take money from us on behalf of the state. Well, if the state has the right to take it, then let the state take it. Don't use the utility as the funnel to take money from us. That is a problem fundamentally in my mind, and it tells me something's not right off the rip. So, Pura's got an obligation when they came into the whole being, so to speak. It was to represent the people. And they're not representing the people. They're representing their political interests based on their personal beliefs of whether or not they can stop and change global warming, climate change, what have you. And that's an argument to be had in a completely different forum. But I will state this. You look at Florida. You look at the wildfires in California. They've all had multiple solar arrays destroyed, some of them solar farms that were destroyed by hail, some of them destroyed by fire. Now, in a fire alone, and we've had solar array fires in Connecticut, They talk about carbon emissions, making cleaner air. Once one of those solar arrays catch on fire, I can assure you without a doubt that the chemicals in those fires are bad. But I'd like to go to an argument before that on its face alone. You know, the solar panels are often made, as well as the equipment of inverters and other hardware, are made using combustion processes. You just take a solar panel that's made in China, for example. They're made with a coal-fired power plant in China, who's not under the same burden as Americans are. That thing gets loaded by a combustion engine truck to a cargo box, from a cargo box to a cargo ship that travels across the ocean using combustion engines to another port in the U.S. where they offload it using combustion engines. Then they drag it to a distribution center using combustion engines. Then they distribute it to a supply house using combustion engines. And then they carry it to the end use or end place using combustion engines. Between the manufacturing and the entirety of installing this thing, it's arguable to even say that you're saving any carbon emissions. I will, however, prove this. I will challenge anybody on this. This is one of the biggest tax breaks ever given to the super wealthy in all of history. And I say that because I know it is. I know it is without a doubt. I used to work on the energy and just the design side. Once I got on the finance side, I started looking at some of these numbers and I'm like, holy cow, no wonder why these people are taking advantage of this. It's massive, people. I can't express this enough. It is massive. But back to our point. There was a 70,000 person petition signed and presented to the governor to stop the public benefits charge. And the governor turns and doubles down against the people and overburdens families across the state with these charges that are landing at 25 to 30% of our bills. People have the right to public utilities. And therein lies the First Amendment problem. This is a public utility that we have a right to without being charged and burdened with a fee that you can raise and lower whenever you want for whatever reason you politically justify your means to do so under. Is that a fair statement?
That's a fair statement.
Okay.
So I think that's our legal argument that it's a violation of the First Amendment under precedent law from the Supreme Court of the United States. And that's the action we want to take with Cameron Atkinson. So,
and if you want to go into, we're going to get into on the next video, we're going to get into where we think this is encroaching or taking or doing some other constitutional violations. The argument's not as strong there, but we do believe that with precedent law, First Amendment's it. And without that, Rich, I think I'm good.
Yeah. So if you're just tuning in and you're not familiar with who we are, we're Rich from 56+1.
And I'm Eric from 56+1.
And if you want to visit the website we've created, it's www.banpbc.com. And there's all kinds of good information for you to look at. And there's a place to volunteer, a place to donate. There's all the legal arguments, all the links that we feel are pertinent to this. So we appreciate you guys listening. Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a good day.